Welcome back to Function Loops Tutorials. Today I'll be showing you how I mixed the vocal and how I did the vocal effects. I'll quickly show you the lead vocal with and without the effects. What I did first was I added the Melodyne and recorded the vocal directly into it. I used this dial here, which is the select groove reference, which basically just puts it into time with the track. It just drags it slightly into time. It wasn't that far out, so it's fine. And then I used the pitch center and the pitch drift just to put it into tune. It was fractionally out, nothing major. It just makes it easier when you're mixing and adding notes to the vocals. What I've got on there next is the iZotope Nectar. I'll just show you that. So what I've got on there is I've got the harmony, de-esser, compressor, effects and delay. So I'll start off with the harmonizer. I'll show you what that's doing. So what that's doing is adding a lot of width to the sound. So I've got numbers here, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 on top of each other. Number 1 is basically an octave below, and number 2 is an octave above, and then this is the pan, left to right, and then up and down is the gain. So if I show you that. So I just added it subtly in the background, and then 3 and 4. So obviously it sounds quite horrible, so I just basically subtly put it in there. It just fattens the sound right up, and it's basically it's mixed much better with the harmony. Got the de-esser on there, and then clicking that button there basically just shows you what's being affected, and that's been cut out basically. Got compressor on there, basically just taming all the peaks, basically taking all the dynamic range out of it. I want it pretty flat. So as you can see, that's what's affected. Bit of delay, quite nice delay, bit of width on there, and then on the effects it's just a bit of chorus. Next I've got the UAD Studio on there, and it's basically adding some saturation and a bit of high end on there. And we can be free tonight. And we can be free tonight. It thickens the sound up quite nicely, and because it's added high end back in there, I've had to retake it back out with another de-esser. And we can be so that's what's been cut out by clicking that dial. It tells you what's been cut out. So I didn't like that sound. So it's around about. So you audition it here to what you want cut out. So anything between 4.3 and 14K is cut out. Then I've got another de-esser here, just a bit more surgical de-essing. And we can be so that's what's been cut out. So I obviously found it a bit bright, so I decided to cut quite a lot of highs out. So I'll bypass all 3 of those. And we can be free tonight. So yeah, it's not too bright anymore. I've got the UAD time cube. And we can be free. So another delay. So also it sends it left as well, which is quite nice. Quite a nice delay this. So I've got the Pro Q2 on there next. Just cutting out some of the lows. Got problem frequency around 500. As you can, it's whistling away. Didn't want that. Around 3,500. It's quite bright and brittle up there. I didn't really like that, so cut that out. And then again, cutting the highs out. Didn't want those in there. Obviously found it too bright. And then some more surgical EQing. Yep, there's a horrible whistle there, which is constant. So I got rid of that. Don't want that in there. And again, another whistle. Just get rid of it. Don't want it in the mix. And then I got my favourite reverb, which is the Arts Acoustic Reverb. Adding a lot of depth to it. It's a really nice reverb. Because I've got the UAD Teletronics. And I use this on all my vocals. And what this does is it adds a bit of saturation, tiny bit, a bit of imaging, and basically it tames the whole vocals so that they're all at the same level all the way through. So it takes away all dynamic range. So you can get plugins that are called Vocal Riders, which basically does the same sort of thing, but I prefer this. You don't want it going all over the shot because it's harder to mix. I've got on there next the UAD inflator, so I'll just show you that. It's adding a bit of saturation, a bit of colour, and it's basically affecting the low end. This dial here does the curve, so the -50 is the low end and +50 is the top end. But what I've done here is I've added 2 decibels to it, but I haven't taken any away. What I would suggest you do is always match the gain, the input to the output. So if you add anything onto your track, so it sounds better with it on because it's louder. So what I suggest is dial it back till there's no difference in the volume, and then bypass it, and you can actually hear what it's doing, because sometimes it can make it sound horrible. You could have too much high or too much low, but it sounds nicer because it's louder. So always sort of match the volume with the input and the output, and then you can actually hear what the actual plugins do into the sound. So it's quite subtle, but it's a bit of coloration. And the last plugin I have on there is a gate. Because I've added so much sort of distortion and coloration to it, it's actually just, I can just hear a faint white noise all the way through the track. So what I've done is put a gate on there, and then basically it's just getting rid of it. So you might be able to hear it, you might not. Yeah, so so you might be able to hear that. So just cutting out that sort of white noise in the background. What I'll do now is I'll quickly show you all the saturation plugins and like the thickeners that I've added onto the track, and I'll bypass them in the mix so you can actually hear the difference. As you can hear, it's quite subtle, but it does thicken the sound up quite a lot. So now I'll show you the effects. I'll just quickly show you the vocal rise. So what I did with that was I got the original sound and added the VPS delay on it. And the delay is a 1/4, which is basically the same as a kick drum being played, same speed as a dance kick drum. And then ping pong delay, so it sends it left and right. Bit crashing on there, and quite a lot of feedback. That's how it makes it sort of keep playing over and over and over. So it keeps going and going. So with dial feedback back, it sort of goes. So I just basically use that as a loop. Bounce it down, and then basically just added the waves pitch shifter on there, so the sound shifter, and then just raised it up. So I'll just quickly show you that. And that's all I did for that. I did for the sort of held vocal part, which sounds a bit like this. Is same principle as before. Using the VPS delay, and just used a different section. And then what I did was I bounced it in place and then just cut it. So it sort of was that before. So and then just looped it across.